Well, this little mountain we're on now called Yambacoona is a very important dreaming story. When Bayemi, our creator, the sky hero, when he built the fish traps for our people down at Brewarrina, he told the other tribal groups in the area they should come to Brewarrina to meet up with the Ngemba people and to share in the abundance of fishes down there and to do ceremony together. They said to Bayemi, but we can't carry our stones that far because we need our grindstones to grind up our nardoo seed so we can make our flour and make our bread. And he said, no, when you go there, he said, the Ngemba people will share with you. They'll share their stones with you because you're going to all be one to do ceremony together. So when all these different tribal groups came to Brewarrina, they asked the Ngemba people for a lend of their grindstones, and they said, no, we're not sharing with you. We don't trust you. You'll steal them. And they said, but Bayemi told us that you will share with us. They said, no, we don't know you. We don't trust you fellas. So they set up their camp on the other side of the river. And the Ngemba people said, watch them fellas because they'll steal off us. But that night, this big whirlwind came. There was this big roaring wind that came. And everyone was too scared to come out of their little gundis, out of their gunyas, because they knew it was a spirit walking around. But when the Ngemba people got up the next morning, all the stones of the Ngemba, all the grindstones of the Ngemba was gone. So they blamed all the other tribal groups. So they grabbed their spears and they went looking for these mobs that stole their rocks. And before they come to a big fight, Bayemi sang out from the sky and he said, no one took your stones. He said, I did, only me. He said, that big wind that came through your camp last night picked up all your stones and took them and placed them on a mountain, which is this place here called Yambacoona. And as you can see, all these stones all over the top of this mountain here are all the stones of the Ngemba that have been placed here. And he said, from now on, when people come into your country and they need grindstones, they can come to this mountain and take what they need. So it's a big sharing site. It's really important to unite people together, and it's attached right back into the creation story of when we first came together for ceremonial purposes. I learnt the story about Yambacoona in about 1981 of three old fellas. For me, the message of Yambacoona is to show that sharing is really important with not only with ourselves but with everybody else. All these other people are the same as you. When they come to your country, you've got to look after them, share with them, care for them, and not see them as enemies or strangers, but see them as family. And that was the way Aboriginal people traditionally lived. We looked after everybody. Whoever came into our country, we looked after them. When the first fleet first arrived in Australia, our people was willing to accept them as family, was willing to take them in and share with them and care for them the way we would have done with anybody else. But in return, we want them to love this land like their mother, and to love everything else that lives in it like their brother and sister. If we looked after our country that way, we'd never have to worry about it being destroyed.